Hey, welcome back to the Reality Guys. Your host here, Brett, with my co-host Kevin for tonight's episode.
Hello.
So, we're covering episode 14 of the challenge, Terrorist of Love. So, we start the episode off with a favorite song of mine, Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen. I don't
Dude,
want to hear.
same thing. I was like, dude, this is such a banger. It brings me back to college. And like when I first moved out here, there's this bar that we would go to, and it was just always going. And I never necessarily liked it then, but it was on. And I was like, oh, I just met you. Like I was
Yeah.
loving it.
Yeah, so when this came out, I was in college, and I'm pretty shy. So this was almost like the shy person anthem of like, oh, I'm gonna awkwardly walk up to somebody and ask for their number, and like maybe you should call me, maybe you shouldn't. I don't know. Let's see what happens. And I don't know. It was a good song. So when it popped up, I was a fan. And then we have they're at the beach party, the beach darty during the day. They're slamming drinks, doing whatever, blah blah blah. I kind of zoned out because I was like, oh, where are they? I don't know what's going on. And then we go into the first challenge, so the daily challenge of this week, I actually thought sucked. So the takes two to tango thing, honestly, I'd just blow past this shithole unless you want to talk about it, because I think everything that happens after this daily is good, but this daily itself sucked.
I kind of agree. I couldn't understand what the fuck they were doing. Um, However, the only note that I had coming from there was within that daily, Fessy claimed to be the tallest, fastest, best balanced, and heaviest person in the entire house and was ready to shine, which I guess he did end up doing it. But dude, shut the fuck up. Like, up.
Well, I
Like, we
mean,
get it. Like,
half
you're a
half of what he
bigger,
said
bulky
is
dude.
factual. You can statistically put that on paper. He's the
Right.
tallest. He's the heaviest.
I get
The
it.
rest of it, I think we need to see some more stats on that, but I
At the
definitely
best
think he hits his
balance, and
brother.
then he almost fell. So, like,
Well, so for a guy like Fessy, so I was thinking about that. So I know he went with Tori first, and I was like, can he just pick her up and walk through the balance beam instead of doing like the whole one of us is backwards shindig or whatever they were doing? Like just pick the
dude,
girl up, walk through
think
the balance beam. It's not that thin.
I didn't even think about that. That's a good idea. I'm sure they obviously couldn't do that because nobody did. But if they could, that's a phenomenal idea.
Just pick her up, throw her on your shoulders like you did 3 years
Right.
ago when you pissed off Jordan.
I mean, you do have the
Call it a
best
day.
balance in the whole house. You might as well be able to do it.
But yeah, so he did end up honestly, the only thing I've written down about that is that Fessy won with, I think, or I heard somewhere else on like another podcast that the two fastest times were both his times with
Oh, can you hear that?
Casey and yeah, I can hear it. And Casey and with we should go film outside for the apparently there's a bar fight happening outside at this moment, so that's always fun. Bring him inside and turn it into Fight Club.
It's every day. I'm sorry.
But yeah, anyways, so Fessy didn't fight anybody, but instead he helped his team win by picking up Casey and picking up Tori and carrying them to the finish line. But overall, I think this challenge sucked. And the main thing I was picking up too was that so Chauncey and Anissa quit. And to win this challenge, all you had to do was have your team had to have a pair that was the fastest. It was not a
Right.
cumulative time of any sort. So Chauncey was a little pussy and decided he didn't want to go on the balance beam like a little pussycat. And Anissa obviously probably got paired with Chauncey because they were like, hey, these are our two weakest people for this event. And we're going to put them together. They're going to forfeit. Nothing's going to happen. And that pissed me off because there was no repercussions for them sucking at the challenge because instead it was just based off your fastest people. So,
Especially with TJ and his like thought process on quitters. He didn't even like say anything. He was just like, all right, you guys are done. Put yourself in a bad position.
no, he
But
was
it
he was
does
pissed at them. He was pretty pissed. I think.
I don't know.
I think he was pissed. And then when so I've actually started listening to the Challenge official podcast hosted by Tori and Anissa, which the two that they host, they have not been hosting the last two episodes. It's been Devin and um shit, I forgot her name, another girl, but it's not them. And so they're hosting it. Them and some other people were pissed that
That
Davon, that's
Chauncey
it.
got you.
Davon. Yeah, they were all pissed that Chauncey didn't attempt this, which I mean, yeah, I agree. He was a bitch for not
Dave.
going for it, but like why would he? If this was an eating challenge and I'm put in this position, I'm not doing it. Like the balance beam thing, the heights, I'm not scared of, but eating, I'm gonna not do with zero repercussions. If you're like, oh hey, you can just opt out and then we'll take the fastest time, there's no way I'm doing
Right,
it.
right. Yeah. I'm with
So I
you.
can see where Chauncey was coming from. It wasn't like entirely being scared. It was more of a strategy thing. Like this won't even impact me. I quit.
And like I don't want to like talk poorly on anybody in particular, but like having Anissa as somebody who hasn't statistically done well in those type of challenges in the past, like Trevor's like, fuck it, I'm not gonna even like try. Like there's no point. We're not getting the highest score. You know what I mean? So
Right. They should have taken a note from last week's where they combined the times. But
right.
anyways, so beyond that point, they go straight to the interrogation, and then we see the vote of the people going in. And so at first, I was actually super pissed off because I thought the vote was going to sway towards putting Jordan in, and then they pussied out and didn't do it. But I
But
counted up the
love
votes.
conquered, Brett. It was not pussying out. Love conquered, and Tori chose to send in not Jordan.
Yeah, but so that thing makes sense to me. I think girls don't have a benefit to sending in a male of any sort of type physically. Like girls cannot lose to a man unless the man steals the money from them as a partnership, which I think is going to happen at the end of the season. If when we'll get to at the end where the ride or dies are back together, I think there's very much going to be a bananas Sarah situation where somebody's going to have the opportunity to steal money from the other.
Yeah,
And if we have like a Fessy or a Mariah situation in the end, I think they would steal from each other. So
yeah, I agree, dude. I swear to God, if that is the case and Fessy wins and he fucking takes it, he will. He might be the most hated person in.
what would be funnier is if Mariah stole it from him.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Oh my God, that would be the best situation ever. And then just never comes back on the show again. Thanks to the mill. See
No, I
ya.
think he'd come back. He'd come back.
No, he would. Her. Thanks for the mill.
Oh
See
yeah,
ya.
yeah,
Like,
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that happening. I mean,
that would
at
be
least at the very least, you could say you're a champion. So like we got Hunter from the Southeast to represent. I haven't seen him in a while, but he, in my opinion, if we want to go way back to some of the seasons previous, I think he beat Ashley in his final, and they rigged it and gave her the win, and she stole the money from him. They're both champions, but she got all the money, became millionaire Mitchell, and Hunter, I think, disappeared after that. But
he was
he basically
yeah,
got screwed out of the
that
money
ruined his life.
because
He came back another like 2 seasons, but
I don't think he made
that
it to a final if he did.
he was butt hurt.
Well, I think he should have won, even if it was a one-on-one in
Rightfully
that
so.
thing. He should have won because one of the things we're going way off the thing now, but one of the things he won, they didn't even count as a win towards him. It was like
Right.
the eating portion or something.
Yeah.
So he got screwed on that. But um, regardless, I completely forgot where I was. We're at the vote. So speaking of the vote, no, so I think it made sense with what they did because I counted up everybody's vote. And like you said, I mean, Tori has no reason to go against Jordan unless it's out of spite. And then you have other people like Bananas. So Bananas actually was a vote to protect Jordan. And that makes sense because he's probably using Jordan as a shield to some extent, being another veteran, strong player because those are like the only two of that category in the game.
Right.
So I think once I counted up all the votes, it made sense that they're going to put in Horacio instead of Jordan. And but I was a big fan of this actually. The ball's in, so we got a classic, we got a throwback, a physical competition, one of my favorites. So I'm
Yeah.
glad we got to see this, and we got to see it in the matchup that we wanted to. We got to see Jordan versus Horacio instead of some bull BS with Devin somehow going in there.
Yeah, I agree. That it was probably the best, like, physically comparable to players going in with Jordan and Horacio. Um Horacio did well. Like, I think that he had like a major advantage having like that extra hand opposed to Jordan. But realistically, like
Really?
Jordan,
What do you do with
yeah,
his hand?
hold the ball
Wave
better,
to his girlfriend as he went and scored touchdowns.
hold the ball better instead of it getting popped out when he like tackles them or something. But uh that's also
I
something
guess.
that Jordan takes pride in. So like I get it. Um I thought it was, I mean, it was a good match. It was a good matchup. Like that's the probably the best thing I could have asked for. Minus deep down, I think I wanted Jordan to win. How about you? Did you want Jordan or Horacio to win? Horatio. How do you say his name?
Horacio, Team Horacio, let's go. No, dude.
You wanted him to win?
Yeah, I mean, I like Jordan, but Horacio's rookie of the year. I wrote this down. Horacio's a freaking beast, man. Rookie of the century. He's doing everything that I've been wanting to do for an entire decade, man. I've been wanting to be on the show. I've been wanting to be the guy that goes into, I mean, I don't want to go in elimination, but if I do, I want to smash everybody and just steamroll my way to the end. And this dude is living it. He's living my best life right now. He's the handsome stud, like he's the quiet demeanored guy that just steamrolls through everybody on this show. And that's everything I've wanted to do on the show. Minus maybe a few drunken fights back when those were fun
Yeah,
in the CT days. I wanted to
yeah.
eat a few skulls, but
Yeah, dude, I do miss that, man. I miss those altercations and all that bullshit.
that back this is like 10 years ago when I was in college and wanted to be on the show, and CT was like, I'm gonna squish his head and eat whatever comes out of
Eat
it or
your skull. Yeah,
something. Yeah.
dude,
I
that
was
was the
like, this is fun. This is a
yeah.
fun guy.
Mm-hmm.
I like watching it, but I don't want to be a part of it unless I'm like the next iteration of it. And
Yeah,
then
like
let's do
I'm
that.
like
And now
troll you.
everyone's gone PC and doesn't want that to happen. So it's like
Yeah.
shit.
And that dude, that used to be a part of the thing. They used to be like, all right, I want him to punch me. Let him punch me, and I'll just sit there. Like that. It doesn't exist anymore. It's a
Yeah,
shame.
they don't even do the thing where they like egg each other on to get
Right.
punched
Yeah.
just to draw violence out of them so they leave and then you
Literally, the end
stay.
of the end of that was like,
It's like, hey Jordan, punch me with your little stubby nubby hand.
right,
And
right, dude. You
and
there's
then
so much stuff you could say, but like, or like, the last one was like Devin and Bananas, I think. Or actually, I guess the last one was it Corey who tripped Tony when Tony was with
I think
Bananas?
I don't remember. I think it was like a Corey Tony thing.
Yeah, or it
But
was
that's the
versus.
thing though, is like they so if we're talking about fights, they get kicked off the season or whatever that they're on, but then they come back as like a fan favorite the next season.
Right.
So I'm like, dude, let's go. Like I'm gonna go into the house. I'm gonna compete in these games. I'm gonna get hammered. If I fight somebody, it happens. But I'll come back as like
Yeah,
the
I'll be able to
troublemaker
come
or
back
whatever.
next year. Like that's what happened. Is like, oh, you guys are being too wild. You're never allowed back on. So people are like, oh fuck, I don't want to do something that's gonna get me kicked off forever.
But now you gotta be worried about that. So
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a damn
now I don't even know how to get on the show.
right. Well, yeah. There's really you need to date somebody. Apparently, there's no real world anymore. There's no fucking
Anissa, if you're watching, I know Jordan didn't help you get this win, so or
um.
Tori. Hey Tori, I know Jordan's a douchebag, so fuck that
Yeah,
guy. Let me break his other hand for you.
that's fucked up.
Yeah, so I lost
So
track of
at
where
the
we
end of
were.
the day, Horacio wins.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, so yeah, Horacio. So like I said, dude, no, so also with Horacio winning, dude, he ran around the circle, which is the first time I think I've ever seen that happen in balls in. Like normally they kind of juke step each other and go straight into
Dude,
each
that
other.
first move that he pulled again, it like he Jordan's jockstrap was on the fucking floor after that. Like he fucking left him in the dust. It was awesome.
That was nice. Even Fessy gave him his props. And with a move like that, I mean, I don't know if I could stop that. That was pretty nice too. So I mean,
Yeah, it was sick.
I think my strategy would be just stay as close to the circle as I can and try to tackle his ass. Don't let him run. So like when he was running in circles around the circle,
Yeah.
that actually presents a very unique challenge that I haven't seen on the show. Because usually I think everyone's close enough where you can grab them. So
Mm-hmm.
my biggest fear with going against a guy like that would be like, can I grab him if he's going around the circle super
You're
fast?
talking
Or
defensively?
do what?
You're talking defensively?
Oh yeah, like I mean, for me, I'm gonna smash whoever's in front of me.
Well,
Like even if it's
yeah, like
Fessy, I
why
don't give a
wouldn't he
fuck. I'm
just
gonna
like
smash him.
contain him and push him out?
Do what?
Contain him and push him out of bounds. Like I don't know. If you're running around the circle, I would just slowly shuffle with you, move forward a little bit every time, get to like the point where I'm now close enough that my push is going to get you out of bounds.
Yeah.
It's a much better play than what you were thinking.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to tackle the guy or do. I was thinking a lateral drop. If like if I have a guy like Fessy that wants to steamroll me, I'm gonna lateral drop him. I'm gonna just he's gonna come at me. I'm gonna wrap him up and I'm gonna flip him over my shoulder, put him on the ground, and then flip him on the ground, try to trip him. And we have
I think
9
if I
minutes
went against
left, by the
Bessie,
way.
I would
Do
him
I
to try and break his neck, like anything I possibly could.
chop block him?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna break his
Just
knees on the
fucking
first round.
yeah. Get up, pussy. Let's go. We got 2 more to go. Let's do
Get
this.
thrown off the show
Yeah.
for being like, yo, dude, you steamrolled a dude's knee with your head
Yeah.
and broke his
You literally, he
ACL.
will not walk correctly for the rest of his life.
Like
Hey, he
you just
wanted to go against me, bitch.
destroyed his knee. Like you were gone. You were kicked off the challenge.
Yeah.
I'm a goddamn
Right.
hero. Let's go.
Yeah. Where's his balance now, bitch?
Like you say you won't bring me back, but come on, man.
Yeah.
Like that's tenacity if I've ever seen it. I just
Yeah.
tore that guy's knee up. Yeah. Okay. So next point beyond the elimination. So TJ comes into the house like an absolute baller. Nobody knows what's happening. He goes and sits his ass down on the pool table. And I'm like,
Dude, it
dude,
would have
this
been
is a
better if it was like
power
mid
move.
game.
This is do what?
It was like mid game and he just sat down there shooting balls. But going, yeah. Power move. Go on.
Yeah. So the way he just sat his ass down on that pool table. I'm like, man, I have a pool table in my apartment. I gotta incorporate this into like a video or something because the way he did it was just so smug. And then Bananas is like, hey, dude, you're coming into our house. And he's like, TJ is like, you know what? Bananas, this is my house.
You would have thought that Bananas would have known that by now, not to say something like that, but come on.
Yeah, and then they do the whole, oh, you die or live by your ride or die. And I'm like crying because this is so amazing and it's everything I thought it would be. And how did they not see this coming? Because I feel like if you go into this game, your ride or die, plus the bullshit he was saying, you live or die by your ride or die. You do not throw your person under the bus, even if you're on an opposite team, you strategize your guy girl already, so you can strategize to throw opposite challenges. And the fact
Right.
that nobody's been doing this is just like been lost on me.
Kind of mind blowing, yeah.
So that basically is what happens. And then we have so yeah, we bring the 3 people back. We have Mariah, Kenny, and shit, who's the other one?
Jordan.
Jordan, yeah, yep, the guy that just left. All right, so and then
Understandable.
yeah, so he just left. Sorry, and then of course Nelsie and uh shit, the cute girl,
Yeah,
Nelson and the other girl.
yeah, what the fuck was
Hopefully
whatever.
she doesn't watch this. Yeah. Anyways, they're gone. Yeah, they're gone. They messed up, so they both left the game. Anyway, so the other three they play, and so so going into this game, I wish this is one of the ones that I wish I had a timer on it because I want to know how fast they're doing it. Because at first, I think my first instinct would be, this shit's not heavy. Me and my ride or die, we're gonna pick it up, we're gonna go up the hill, and we're gonna hold it. And then you
Yeah,
see a lot of people slipping down in the sand. And if you get a
right.
close up of the sand, there's like a good bit there, but it seems brushable. So if this challenge took longer than 5 minutes, I think you want to like just rip your shirt off, go just knock all the sand off the slope, and then go do it.
Well, my kind of thought process with that was like, I think that when the thing came down, like the roller came down, I think it covered up where that sand was so that you couldn't like rest and take care of that situation, or they were told that they couldn't. Because I don't, and I also don't want to
Probably.
like, but Casey's situation was like 30 times worse than everybody else's, including our own brothers.
Wait,
Like
why?
she had like a beach on her thing, and she was still holding her ground there for a while.
Oh, I think
Like
I
they
mean
made it seem like her brother was the one that was struggling.
that's what it seemed like to me.
Right.
Because
But if you looked at
sort
like
of
their
like
win,
I sort of like half watched the episode while I was like eating. So from what I saw, like it looked like or just immediately I'm thinking, okay, Anissa and Jordan, they have strong legs. They could win. But Anissa and or not Fessy and Mariah, they're big as shit. They're
when
probably gonna win. If
it
these
was
barrels
fairly
all the
obvious
way the
who was
same
winning.
amount, they're probably gonna win. And then Casey and her brother, I'm like, they're fudged. And like this is what Casey gets for wanting her brother on as her ride or die. Like she's screwed. She's taller than her brother, I'm pretty sure. So they don't stand a chance. But for the next episode, I actually really hope that who do we have? We have Casey and her brother versus the other two, Anissa and Jordan. So Anissa does not want to run. So I'm really hoping that this event is more of like an endurance cardio type thing. So we can at least see Kenny like have some sort of opportunity.
Well, they showed us what it was.
Oh, did they? What was
Yeah,
it?
it's the knot in the pyramid. Like let's make a
Oh yeah, yeah.
your best knot. Let's untangle afterwards.
Yeah, that shit's kind of a crapshoot then. I mean, you gotta be physical to like jump up and down and move it all around on the knots, but
I mean, with two people, I don't know how they do it. I think they did that. I feel like Amber did that like last season, where
they
they
do it a
like
lot.
where they were both attached to the rope and had to go through. Um, I don't know.
Well, then again, Anissa's not really good at like climbing stuff. So, I mean, I could see Kenny and Casey winning this one.
I'll be happy. I'll be happy with either one. I would again. I like I said, I would like Jordan to take this one, but we'll see.
As much as I want Casey to not lose because her brother's weak, but like I don't. I think Anissa. I mean, this is the opportunity for Anissa to prove her
I'll
worth.
put it
I
this way:
guess if she wants to win.
Casey and her brother going in have no shot of actually winning the final. Jordan and Anissa going in have a slightly better chance of
How?
winning the total final if they're partnered up.
How? They are going to
I
be partnered up. I guarantee you. They are now partners
right,
again as of this
right.
episode. And like I said, they're going to do the thing where like, oh hey, you guys won. Guess what? Steal the money, share the money,
Because
blah blah
dude,
blah.
you're highly overestimating how good Casey's brother is. He's still, dude. He's like a fucking deer in the headlights still
You
with
don't think
this.
he can do better cardio than Anissa?
He probably could, but I'm 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 telling you, there's just so much shit that goes on during these things that Like, dude, tell that kid to fucking stay up all night and like do whatever, or stand in the
He'll probably
cold.
do it. He's really good at just sitting there or standing there and not saying anything.
As far as
even,
we know,
even
we don't know.
the even the
But
even the confessionals tonight, they had Casey like, yeah, me and my brother, we're gonna do it. Yeah, let's go. Hey, Kenny, what do you say? Cut to somebody else, and then Kenny didn't say anything.
my thought process. Well, that's kind of like my fucking thought process about it. Is like Anissa has come in, she understands what's going on. He's like, hey, I'm just happy to fucking be here. And if I'm gonna try my hardest, but if I win, I win. If I don't, I don't. Like Anissa's actually like, I have probably the best opportunity with my partner coming into this. I'm gonna try my absolute hardest. I'm gonna do whatever I have to do. And unless she's like, which is very possible of happening, uh, like falls short on like a swimming thing or something. Like I don't know. Really, I can't keep track of all her weaknesses. Um, if
Final
that's
final thoughts though, because we have less than a minute left before my Zoom closes.
there we go. I mean, that was it.
That
So
was it. That was it.
let's call it here.
Who's your winner pick? Get a winner pick?
Uh, winner pick. I'm going Nani.